the fan club hit me up. Right now on my Facebook, I probably got no less than like 10,000 friend requests from Bone fans, and I'm already at 5,000. So I really can't do shit about it. So follow me on the gram, y'all.
Right, man, and be on the lookout for your book that's coming out. That's 10,000 books right there. You
Yeah,
feel me?
right, right. Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah, all day, man. So, but you worked with a lot of artists. So you said you worked with the Rude Boys, worked with Bone. Did you work with Avant, and who else did you get
Avant,
a chance to work with?
Avant was on the first time you ever heard Avant. Avant was on my single, a thing from my hometown, and that's him
Man,
singing. And the first time, I mean, Rule Boys and Gerald Levert and they whole camp, they had me under their wing. I used to be up in travel every day, and even
man,
Pops Eddie Levert used to make me go in Gerald office and rap for him, and I'd tell him like, "Man, Gerald don't want to sign me," and he'd be like, he must not be listening to you. Go in there again, like every day, like Pops, Eddie Levert will actually come down, and I'll be working on a song, and he actually sing hooks for me. And it's like, and at the time, like you don't really realize this a fucking legend, but you just be like in the moment, you know what I mean? And he, so like, there's a lot of people had influences on me in that way, and as far as people I work with, like uh we got Built to Last, we got Southpaw, we got uh shit. I mean it's a lot, man. Like the family tree is deep because those groups went on to sprout other groups and so on and so forth. But as far as it's like on the national side, I say okay, so like they sent me out to LA to record and uh DJ Enough, who did Snoop first demo that Dre got, he did
mm-hmm.
songs on me. Uh, I actually was on the Low Down Dirty Shame soundtrack back in the day. I wrote on that,
Wow,
and yeah, they took my verse that I wrote and they let the white Jamaican dude do it. I can't even remember his name right now, but they end up taking my.
who Snow?
I think his name was Snow, right? Yeah, they took what I wrote and they let him do it, right? But yeah,
Mm,
so I mean, I had worked on a couple projects. I got what they call it, whatever the wage is for that shit. I was making like $280 an hour for that shit, and it only took me like 30 minutes to do it. But I was in the studio for like 15 hours, so I got a nice ass check for that shit. So it was
mm.
cool, for the '90s.
Man, that's major, man. You done rub shoulders and worked with a lot of heavyweights, man. People dream about even just meeting. You know what I'm saying? And you got like priceless experiences with them. Man, that's crazy. Maybe if you could talk a little bit about the recording process. What was your first album? Which one was the first one?
It was the
Chill.
chill factor. The chill
Yeah.
factor. I mean, it was fun. Like I just was a kid, not really knowing what the fuck I was doing. Like I ain't have no reins on me, no I wasn't trying to follow no formula. So it was all free and fun and like, you know, I mean, just like a wild stallion running free in the studio. I could literally just did whatever I wanted to do, you know what I mean? So I remember that versus I remember that feeling versus actually selling 200,000 records and then it became serious. You know what I mean? Then it was like, oh shit, I got to make a hit and all that. I got to keep up with the Joneses. Oh shit, I need to make some gangster shit. I need to do this. I need to do that. It was the first album to the second album was like total different experience for me. You know what I mean? But both of them was cool, and like by the time we was on to the second one, we was at every event across the country, and that's when I probably was like top 5 rappers in the country type shit. And
Mm,
you know, my by then I was just with guys that had bread that was just putting the shit out, and we just go to Jack the Rapper, and they'd just bet 1,000 on me in a battle and just sick me on
mm,
somebody like a pit bull or something. Like it's just like we literally go to anybody's cipher and just get in the middle of that shit and just shut shit down. And like I always tell a story about me and Busy Bone in New York one time, just shutting everything down. But all it really was, with hindsight being 2020, all it really was, they was coming fresh off of that New York flow, and we was rapping fast as hell, and that shit was like alien to them. That was fucking their head up. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is they doing this shit? Like, it was almost like amazing to them. But yeah, I mean, we ran with that shit for a long time, and you know, for a minute. As far as who was the first between like us and then like us, you mean like Twister and like Crucial Conf or whoever, all them other groups, whatever. Shit. The first was whoever you heard do it first. You feel me?
Right, right.
I was watching some shit the other night. I found out Alexander Graham Bell ain't even really invent the phone. But guess who got the credit for it? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
whoever you seen come out with it first, that's who was first. So in my eyes, it's gonna always be, you know, Bone and us that came out with that shit first.
Right, right. They for sure enough mastered it though. They, you know what I'm saying?
They influenced the game. Look how many R&B singers changed their whole pattern. You talking about Brian McKnight? You talking about Mariah Carey? I mean, Mariah Carey can sing like a bird, but what was she doing on a lot of them songs, trying to sound like Bone? You know what I mean? So I mean, that shit influenced the game heavy.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Now the Chill Factor, what year did that come out? Do you remember? Was that like 92 or 91?
It had to be like 92. No, hell no. It had to be like 91. Something like that.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't even really remember, to be real.
Yeah, cause I was on YouTube and I was listening to it. Now the one song I remember, I was probably about six, maybe 5 or 6, but the Boom Boom in the Trunk, man, that was going all through the hoods, man. Cause I remember we was going from like my family, we was moving from like between East Cleveland and Warrensville, and I remember hearing it for sure in East Cleveland. Like we lived on Delmont, so at the end of this side of the street towards Superior, that's Glenville right there. And then you
Right.
know what I'm saying, going this way is East Cleveland, then Collinwood is further up. You know what I'm saying, but you used to just hear it all around. You know what I'm saying? That was like a regular song. You know what I'm saying?
And
Boom boom in the trunk. Y'all better check that out.
I was the to my knowledge, I think I was the first artist with regular rotation where they played my shit Monday through Monday, you know, all week.
Right.
And like, yeah, that song probably set everything off for me. Like I said, context back then for me, I was a 17-year-old when I was making them songs. So it was basically about
Mhm.
driving cars with loud sounds and talking to girls and just simple shit. But at the same time, I tried to put it together in a manner where people was fucking with it. And you know, that was like the first song I think where everybody was like, yeah, you know, they was fucking with me heavy with that song.
Yeah, man, that's a classic for sure, for sure.
Appreciate it.
Man, okay. Now I was listening to one of your interviews. Now you did a tour. Y'all did maybe this was your last tour in 2010, and
Yeah,
you went from coast to coast. Y'all did a whole
yeah,
bunch of cities and stuff, and
yeah.
reunited with Bone for a second.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so like the whole shit went down. It was all you know, it was a big to do when they blew up and
Hmm.
wasn't really fucking with me at the time. And so in the neighborhood it was a big deal. Like all I would hear was like, man, what's going on with y'all? Like, you know, this and that or whatever. So anyway, fast forward years later, we got the opportunity to open for them. I had actually I'm leaving part of the story out. I had actually got with my guys that stayed like in the neighborhood. They was a little younger, and they just would not let the shit die. They'd just be like, "Chill, you gotta come out with another record and this and that." So finally, I'm like, "Well, if I do it, you know, y'all got to do it with me." So we came out with a group called Black Money, and
Right.
the whole thing with that was to try to see if I could do it again without, you know, using K Chill or getting, you know, any kind of K Chill love. So we came out with Black Money and we won Best New Group and Song of the Year. And then we got the opportunity to open for Bone and we killed that shit that night. And then Lazy invited us on the tour. And from there, you know, we went on a 48 city tour. We was already on we wasn't actually on tour with Wiz Khalifa, but we was doing engagements with Wiz Khalifa in the Midwest, like he, you know, call management, tell your guys be in Detroit or be in Chicago, anywhere near, we'd go open for them. And then Bone, we opened for Bone that night, and then we end up going on a 48 city tour with them. And that shit was
Man, what?
cool.
Right, I was about that. Nah, cool. Man, what was that like? 48 cities? People
I
dream
mean,
of doing stuff like that, man.
That shit was raw. It was